So I think most of us use some form of gamification in the classroom, whether it's with Pear Deck or Kahoot or some other app that we found that really works for us. And definitely consider bringing those into your interactive lessons and using them on the CreateBoard. They work amazingly. But we can also create our own interactive lessons using a simple slideshow. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is my old-fashioned way of teaching literary conflict to my middle school students. And so I've got my intro slide, and then we talk about the two types of conflict, and then we go through and we discuss, each of the types of conflicts with a definition and an example to kind of help solidify that idea. And then I get into the bottom and we do kind of a whole group discussion activity where I'll put up some examples and I ask the class, which conflict is this? And we discuss and we move on to the next one. Yes, this is person versus supernatural, and we talk about why. So there's a way we can actually give choice, a little bit more choice, a little more interactivity here if we want to, but with a very, very easy hack in Google Slides themselves. And this also works for PowerPoint, so just keep that in mind. So here's one of my examples. The school cafeteria serves high-fat meals loaded with sodium. Boy convinces fellow classmates to petition and protest school officials for healthier meal options. Which conflict is this? Now I have my person versus person over here. I have person versus society over here. If I was in slideshow mode and I tapped on person versus person, it would take me here to slide 3. And slide 3 says, nope, you're wrong, try again. Now, if I'm in slideshow and I tapped on my person versus society, it would take me to slide 2 and I'd be correct. The school cafeteria, yes, it is person versus society. The school we can change this with the high fat loaded with sodium. So let's see how to go about making that so that they can jump from slide to slide. Here I have cowboy as the head of all of the kingdom until a dumb astronaut comes and wins everyone's heart. The two fight for power. Which conflict is this? I have person versus supernatural as one option and person versus person as my second option. Now we know it's going to be person versus person. It's kind of a trick question for them because we are talking about an astronaut, but an astronaut is still a human here on Earth. Now, in order to create this, all I did was go to shapes up here at the top, and I created, I drew out the shape, I filled it with a color, with the fill color, and then I just added the text in and changed the text color to make sure it contrasted well. Now, I want person versus supernatural to go over here to my slide 6, which is my nope slide. And I'm going to right click on my shape and I'm going to link it. And when I link it, I can link it to a website, so I can actually link it to anywhere on the internet. But in this case, I actually want to link it to slides in this presentation, and I want it to go to slide 6. So I'm going to go to slide 6 there. Now with person versus person, I want that to go to slide 5, which is my correct slide. So again, I'm just going to right click and then go to slides in this presentation and then go to slide 5. So now when I'm in slideshow mode, I can say, which one is this class? And if they go to person versus person, they're correct. But if they go to person versus supernatural, we got to go with the nope. You got to try again, and we can have that discussion. Now, you can actually go a step further on the nope. If you want to be able to just go back and say, let's talk about this again, and go back to that slide, you can actually, I'll take this particular shape. It's just a little flag shape that I use. I'll right click it to link to slides in this presentation, and I want it to go to slide 4, go back to the original question. So now that I have that done and they tapped on the nope, I can say, all right, let's talk about this again. I went back to slide 4, cowboy is the head of all of the kingdom, which one is this? And we can have that discussion a little bit more. So I think that it's really, really nice to be able to use all of the apps we're familiar with interactivity, but it's so nice to be able to create our own and have a little bit of control. It doesn't take very much for us to take an old lesson that we may have been using before and create some interactivity around that. I can see, maybe having a maestro at the board where I'm in the back of the classroom conducting the classroom, but the maestro is in the front having to, the Vanna White it with clicking it for the class and what we're talking about. I can see groups of students running up and choosing which one and tapping with their fingers first. There's all sorts of ways that you can make this really interactive and be able to use this with your classes. So that's it on interact action. Let's take a look at some more ideas for our interactive classrooms.